In this video, I'm gonna go over things that you should be doing while a rehab is moving along, some like tips and tricks that I've found that have worked. Then I'm also going to show you a grand tour of the 12-unit building that we're renovating right now. I'm gonna show you what the finished units look like, what it used to look like, where we're at right now, and then also I'm gonna go over our grand plan for this entire building. But before we do that, make sure to hit the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, the thing that I found to be the most useful in order to keep a rehab moving along is to be in constant communication with your rehab crew. This has been super helpful, getting information about timeline, as well as learning about the rehab itself as far as materials, material cost, what are common problems with doing a rehab of this nature, and just kind of like the nuances of doing a large rehab like the one that we're doing now. For this particular project, I set it up so that I would have a project manager because the property is in Columbus, Ohio, and I film a lot in Los Angeles and all over the United States. And so since the building's not moving, and it's not going anywhere, it's just really helpful to have someone on the ground floor that can report back everything that's happening and then kind of give you like real-time information. So I would also highly recommend that if anyone is an out-of-state investor and they're gonna do a rehab on their property, to work with a project manager. It just makes life so much easier. Okay, so my project manager's name is Matt. And as a good example of why, again, project managers are so awesome is because we finally decided that we wanted to use granite countertops for all these units. And instead of me having to do all this research and calling a bunch of different vendors in Columbus, Ohio, Matt is already just plugged in. He already knows who to call, where to go to get like the best deal on granite countertops. And so boom, just like that, we have all these bids, all these quotes, and we know where to find the best value for granite countertops. It just saves a lot of money and a lot of time. Okay, so really quick, here's what the units look like before we rehabbed them. I mean, you get an idea about what they actually look like. So here's our master plan for this building. We first made the showroom model like this, which has LVP, new cabinets, and appliances. It's looking pretty dope. We're going with gray walls, white trim, and carpet squares in the bedrooms. Each room gets a new heater because, well, this is Ohio after all, and the bedroom gets an updated ceiling fan. The bathroom has these larger tile floors and white tiles and black grout around the shower. And to finish it off, the bathroom gets a new toilet and vanity. Now, really the only thing different that we're doing in all the other units as opposed to this particular one is that we decided that we're gonna use granite for the countertops because it's like a really small space. And so it's just kind of like a really nice value add. And at the moment, granite's actually pretty cheap in comparison to quartz. Like, granite really should be more expensive. I just think like quartz is more popular right now. And so granite kind of has like more value. So we're gonna go with granite also because if you put a really hot item on granite, there's a good chance that it's not going to burn or crack or anything actually. And so it's kind of just a better material for rentals. It is more expensive, I realize that, but it's like kind of indestructible. Now we chose carpet squares because pretty much everyone just goes from the living room straight to the bathroom. Like there's not a lot of like traffic around the bed or whatever, like, you know, on the sides. And so that's the area that gets worn out the most. And I counted and it's roughly like 9 carpet squares, roughly speaking, or like 6. And so once those get worn out, you can just replace those 6 squares as opposed to replacing the entire carpet. So theoretically speaking, this should actually save money over time. But then I thought to myself, what happens when that particular carpet square goes out of style and you can't find it anymore? So what you do is you buy a bunch of those carpet squares up front and you just like put them in a storage closet so that when this does happen in the future, you can literally just replace the carpet squares that get worn out. I think it's actually quite genius. So we haven't gotten to the common areas yet, which is like the entryways, the hallways, and the laundry room. And I've got a kind of a plan for that, but we're gonna cover all of that in another video. But this is what it looks like now. All right, in the next video, I'm gonna show you what the absolute worst property that I own looks like. I just cleared it out, I just cleaned it out. It was an absolute disaster. I'm also gonna tell you the story of how it got in that condition. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, like it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you really soon.